Up for sale and for demo today is this really amazing 1950 Gibson J-50. Let's just listen to this thing, talk about it a little more in just a minute. Here we go. Wow, this thing just sounds huge. Really killer guitar. Dreadnought style body with the slope shoulders. So it's not the square shoulders, it's the slope shoulders. It is just arrived back from the luthier who gave it a full necessary service, including the neck reset that you need to have on these old guitars. So all the work's been done. You don't need to do anything to this except if you're really picky and have a very particular style you want to have, and that's just fine. But it's been totally serviced, ready to go, ready to play for another 70 years. Now, the J-50 is the counterpart to the J-45. The difference between them being the finish. The J-45 has the sunburst finish, the tobacco sunburst finish, and the J-50 has the natural finish. And this, of course, has a very lovely, natural spruce top. And then, of course, it has the mahogany back and sides and the mahogany neck. So it'd be kind of like a Martin D18 with the mahogany and the spruce. The cool thing about this era of Gibson guitars is that they still have basically banner logo specs. Now, I know it's not exactly the same, but it's essentially there. So please, I understand there's lots of differences. Obviously, there's no banner logo, and you've got the modern logo instead of the script logo. But notice little touches like the tapered headstock thickness. You're thicker right here than you are right there. That's a cool little feature. You still have the teardrop pick guard instead of the bigger Gibson pick guard that's introduced a little later in the 50s. And various other appointments, and especially the neck profile. It's not quite as big as some banners, but it's definitely a nice big 50s neck. There's in rosewood fretboard on it. The tuners, when I got it, were some kind of budget drop-in replacements. They were vintage, but they weren't original. And if you look carefully, you can kind of barely see the outline of them. I had a set of these no lines that needed rebuttoning, so I had them rebuttoned. And again, thanks to South Sound Guitar Repair for the fine work on this guy. Again, overall, there's some servicing that was done to the guitar, and so we want to make sure we highlight that here in this video. The B string crack right here was from the pick guard peeling up a little bit. As it shrinks, it kind of curves inward and pulls up on the top. Martins that have teardrop pick guards and Gibsons that have teardrop pick guards have the same issue. So there's that. There was also a split right here on the side. Try my best to highlight it right there. Okay, that was cleated. And one other thing to note is right here, there's a separation in the wood. It's not really going anywhere, and so we kind of just left it as is because it was fine, but you can see the little line there. So these are normal kinds of things that show up on vintage guitars, but we did our best to address them. And thankfully, finish-wise, otherwise, it's all straight and good to go. Refretted, of course, because it did get played, and the frets were. You could have made them work, but we figured, hey, if we're going to pass this on to the next person, let's go ahead and do that. So, anyway, new saddle was cut, and the bridge re-glued. Some braces were re-glued because all that stuff comes loose over time. So again, I would defer to the listing because there I try to outline everything clearly, but here I'm trying my best to give you an in-hand description of the instrument. So let's go ahead and listen to it some more. Make sure I'm tuned up. There we go. huge, big, amazing, overwhelming, I would say, sound. Not boomy, and not like too much, but I mean, it's just like, whoa, you pick this thing up and you're like, wow, this thing can really hold its own. So it's a 1950 Gibson J-50. Again, fully serviced, ready to go, normal stuff done to make it perfectly ready to play for another 70 years. So please check it out, and thanks for watching.